Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV live on Facebook and YouTube. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well under these very, very difficult circumstances. Slight change today, as you can see down here, the little label is a lot more discreet, a lot more minimal. So I'm hoping it's going to be the first of very good things to come. But always, guys, as always, let's have a look to see who's in the chat. Rick's in. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Mark as well. Evening, JP and Rick. Hello, guys. Good to see you. Right, there's a few more people joining in. Guys, I'm sweating like crazy. It was 26, 27 degrees out there today. Absolutely bloody mental. Sweating like mad. I've had a bit more. I've touched my sunburn up a little bit. You can't see from here at the minute because the lighting's very flattering, so I don't look as bad as I would normally do. But yeah, it's bloody baking out there. So let's have a look to see who's in. Ryan's in. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Hope you're all right. Another Ryan Day, newbie. Welcome. Good to see you. Fo's back. Hello, mate. Andy's back as well. Hello, guys. Right. So let's crack on with the first subject today. I want to say thank you very much to Russ from My Hammers 11. At lunchtime today, I did a conversation with him about how I got into West Ham and my all-time starting 11. Which was a really, really good conversation. It was really nice. He seems a really good bloke. So hopefully we'll be able to get him on the channel at some point. But guys, if you haven't already done so, go and check out My Hammers 11 website. That's right, YouTube channel, I should say. That they've done Charlie Walsh as well, for that matter. He's been on there. Loads of, there's even been a couple of former players that have been on there as well, for that matter. So yeah, go check it out. Very good channel. Really, really cool bloke. So yeah, go. Let's have a look. Conversation. But as I say, Russ, if you're watching, mate, thank you very much for inviting me on. I didn't get a chance to say it when we did the recording, but thank you very much. It's really good. So guys, a little bit out of left field for you guys. I want to know your all-time starting 11 throughout your lifetime. So anyone older than me can't have anyone from the 70s, 60s, etc. But yeah, so let me know that. Let me know your thoughts on that, guys, because I want to know what your starting 11s are. I appreciate it's going to take you a little while to type it out, but yeah, by all means, do let us know what your starting 11 is as well. So while we're talking about that, we're going to talk about a couple of academy graduates, or possibly not, which is nearer the point. There seems to be a lot of problems with Vernon Parks and Daniel Chester's, both 18 years old, both strikers. Not keen on having professional contracts with West Ham. Now, this isn't really that much of a thing to worry about because it happens all the time. You know, Declan Rice had it with Chelsea. John Terry was pinched by us and taken into the Chelsea academy setup. So it happens all the time. You know, it's nothing really to worry about. But one thing I am worried about, from one point of view, is relation to the fact that what is the professional contract being offered? Are they offering decent wages, or are they just offering the 5, 6, 7 grand a week wages, which is still decent to the rest of us, of course, but yeah, it gets you thinking. See what everyone's talking in the chat. Ryan Lamb, did you hear rumours that that Sullivan wants Jurich? I did, and apparently that was I didn't talk about it because it's literally just that is a rumour. There's a lot of rumours flowing around at the moment. Like, for example, also Pablo Fornal's going to was it Napoli? Yeah, Napoli. It's rumours, and I don't like to Don't like to do it. Fo asks, West Ham or non-West Ham 11s? Actually, mate, yeah, that's a very good point. You can put West Ham if you want. You can put your own 11 in if you want. Nick, hello, mate. Okay, age restricted. Why, John? Nick, it's bloody obvious because I'm getting sick and tired of all these little idiots coming in and spawning the conversations. So that's why it's been restricted. Andy says all fails. Ryan about Moyes. I think you mean. I think Annie means yeah. Annie means false. Darren, hello mate. Good to see you. Hope you're keeping all right. Ryan Day says, I'm not a West Ham fan. Got your channel from, or Chanel's getting French from Oxford game where we beat you 4-0, but got respect for you, John, and enjoy the channel. Good, mate. Thank you very much, Ryan. That's very appreciated. So yeah, I do remember conversations. Actually, you weren't exactly respectful that night, but understandable. We were shit. Fo says, which two players again, JP? It is Vernon Parks and Daniel Chesters. So I'm guessing you're going to try and Google those at the moment. Mark says, Parks in goal, Bonds, Alvin Martin, Gale, Dix for the back four, Joe Cole, Ian Bishop, Trevor Brooking, DiCanio, Cotti, I think he means, and McAvenny. That's off the top of my head. Let me just hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Yeah, just checking. Yeah, Cotty, not cotton. Honestly, man, autocorrect cracks me out when it comes to this stuff. Patreon, Wally's in the world. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing okay. And Peter Jones is back again. Hello, mate. Good to see you as well. And I agree with Andy. Mark, that is a really strong. That is a really strong back starting 11. If you guys, actually, I was going to say what mine was, but I'll let you watch the channel. Watch that. We'll more than likely talk about the starting 11 again at some point, but when that goes up, because I don't want to do any spoilers. But it's going to be an interesting one. It's as Russ said, it's an unbelievably strong back four. Really, and we've got some great wingers in there, and two really good guys up front. Now, obviously, as you guys know, I like to come back and bring you got more up-to-date information in relation to what we talked about in the previous one. Darren would be very used to that from when I used to do the weekly thoughts. We talked about 6 players being confirmed as having positive for the coronavirus from 3 clubs. It turns out it's 2 players and 1 staff from Watford. So as a result of that, other players are saying we don't want to come back to training. On top of what Troy Deeney said, and to be honest with him, to be honest with them, and to be honest with you guys, I support them 100%. I get it, I understand it, because there's more, as a lot of us were talking about last night. There's more than just the football that's at stake here. There's people's lives and family habits. I mean, because apparently Troy Deeney's young son has breathing problems already. He's only 6 months old, bless him, and has breathing problems already. But yeah, and also one of the other cases was Burnley assistant manager Ian Wowen. So the other 2 have been from a club that hasn't been disclosed, but West Ham have confirmed earlier today that none of the players tested positive. So that's really good news. I'm very happy on that. Absolutely. Now it's a really good one. So Foshizi says Fabianski, Glenn Johnson, Rio, Tompkins, Dix, Joe Cole, Noble, Lampard, Paye, DiCanio and Ashton in a 4-4-2. I like that, mate. Yeah, I like that. Joe Cole, Lampard, still West Ham, Tompkins. It's your all-time. So the West Ham players doesn't have to be. That's what I said. All-time 11 doesn't have to be current West Ham. But that's good. That's good, though. Ben Davis, hello, mate. Good to see you. Ben Davis says Rob Green, Julian Dix. I'm guessing at left back. Yeah, Ferdinand Reed, Lucas Neal. Good shout. Those are the two. Those are the 2 fullbacks that I put in. Matty Everington, Mark Noble, Joe Cole, Trevor Sinclair, DiCanio and Ashton. Again, I chose 3 of those as well. So out of the lineup you've done, you've picked 5 of the same that I have. So I'm loving that, mate. That's really good. Nick, I've already answered that question, so please go back and watch the start. I'm not answering it again. I'm not getting into the circle of repeatedly answering the same questions. Photos, I'm showing my recently bias. Danny Morgan, LA Gaze, warning. Hello, mate. Banging, the weather is banging out there, innit? Yeah, it is. 100%. As I say, this room is hot as crazy. It is crazily hot out here at the minute. Let's say it was 26, 27 degrees out there today at its peak at 3, 4 o'clock. And just absolutely incredible. But Nick, as I said, it's not going to be until the lockdown ends. It's going to be forever. It's going to be forever until there's people that can show respect come into this conversation on a regular basis. In a nutshell, as was talked about yesterday, and has been talked about again today. 12 yards out. Hello, mate. How you doing, John? I'm well. Good to see you. Another new face. Nice to see. Enjoying the weather, mate. Yeah. I'm hating it because I'm stuck in here working most of the day. But yeah, it is hard work, but it's good nonetheless. Okay, so also that made the news today is Spurs player Aurier, I think you pronounce it. Spurs are investigating. I know this is not West Ham related, but I know there's people who want to talk about it anyway. Spurs are investigating a photo that he put up because it looks like he's breached lockdown protocols for the third time. This kid is such an idiot, an absolute idiot. If he's trying to break their rules, man, he's trying to get away with whatever he can. Fosheezy says Vernon Parks is a good youngster. JP, not sure about Chester. Fair enough. I don't know anything. I don't really keep an eye on the youngsters. 12 yards out says it's James on my second account and laptop. James who? And he also says Aurier is a dirty player, hates his attitude and disgusting behaviour. I'm guessing you mean there. So that will keep an eye out. Guys, Rick, Darren, and Andy, of course, please keep an eye out to make sure everybody's behaving themselves, because there's a potential that's not going to happen tonight. Now, League One clubs are still discussing the season, which really, really surprises me. Really surprises me, because at the end of the day, they can't make a decision. Yeah, League Two has cancelled their season. So let me know what you guys are thinking about it. Let me know what you're thinking, because this just does not make sense to me whatsoever. And Teresa, once again, thank you very much for loving this on Facebook. You can interact whenever you want. Remember, this is an open Q&A, so you guys can ask me questions and I can talk to you about it on everything. So, just keep the conversation flowing, guys, both to you and to me. Because remember, this is an open conversation where we all talk to each other, not just keeping it to the chat. So anything you guys want to talk to me about, or are you just going to continue talking to each other? Because only one person's answered the serious thing. Mick Smith, hello, mate. Hi, mate. Have you received an email from the club regarding the money? No, I haven't. Nothing at the moment. We'll come on to it in a minute, though, Mick. I've got it because I knew I knew at least you and a few others are season ticket holders, so we will come on to it in a minute. I'm literally about to see my notes to read out, so we'll come on to it in a minute. Danny says, surprised that League One cancelled and surprised that one league cancelled, one continued. Thought the FA would have leagues or no leagues. It's a good point there, mate. It's a good point. 12 yards out. Can you identify which James you are, please? Before I answer your question. Mark says, you think the English the Football League would come to the same conclusion for all three divisions? Agreed. It shouldn't be down to it all. Fo, we keep crossing the pages. Fo asks, JP, what film are you looking forward to seeing in the cinema once lockdown ends? I don't know, mate, to be honest with you, because there's not a lot of... I don't know when movies are going to be coming out, so I don't know what I'm going to be looking forward to. I don't even know. Some films might actually even stop being made, for that matter. But Fo, can you give us your thoughts on what I've been talking about, please, mate? Because I know you can't multitask, but come on. James Swift, mate. I watch most of your vids normally. Well, why the question mark then? But to answer your original question, favorite West Ham moment. That's too tough. I can't. There's way too many. So there you go. Teresa, thank you. Hello, hon. Good to see you. We love Harry Kane and the O's for sponsoring us and helping Haven House with donations. Yeah, that was great. There's Haven House, which is also a company that a charity that the company I work for sponsor as well. Not sponsor, but do donations for. There's a couple. There's Mind and there's one other as well. But yeah, it's a brilliant touch from him. Brilliant touch. I would think all divisions would have to be on the same page. But yeah, so James, your favorite starting 11. Favorite West Ham moment. There isn't one. I can tell you games. I can't tell you moments. Two totally different things. But I'd say moments itself probably. No, I can't. Honestly, I can't think of it. There's way too many. And he says it's taking ages to type the players. Then I want to change my decision. All right, well, tweet me it, mate. Come on. If that's the case. What was the question? You're an idiot. That's the answer to that question. Honestly. Darren says, I find it difficult to task, let alone multitask. Yeah, we know that, mate. Yeah. Especially that amount of time it takes you to type your messages out on Facebook. That cracks me up. So for those that are just joining the party, thoughts on Aurier being investigated for the third lockdown breach and League One clubs still discussing what's going to happen to their season? Now, while you're doing that, Mick, I was going to try and I will come on to that in a little while because we've still got a long way to go yet. Rio Ferdinand's come out with quite an interesting thing today when he was talking to, I think it was TalkSport, if I remember correctly. Sorry, not TalkSport. 606. Robbie Savage. It was an interesting conversation to have with him, and to be honest with you, I can't disagree with what he said. Hang on, see if I can find the article because that was supposed to be it, but it actually isn't. Let's have a look. Fro says he's going to write a strongly worded letter regarding your abusive language. You normally concentrate. Well, you drunk, man? You normally concentrate better than this. Because it was the full quote was published in full quote from Rio was published in Football London, and I can't. Where are we? There we go. Found it. Well, the rest of you catch up. Wally says Aurier always likes getting a booking, so no surprise he's keeping out the lockdown. Fo says he doesn't care about Spurs. They have been training in parks for weeks now, including Mourinho. Yeah, that's very true. Where are we? So this is the direct quote from Rio Ferdinand. So Fo, pay attention. He says, I think recruitment could have been better, But I think many clubs are probably in that position, spending a lot of money on players who haven't given back their worth. Agreed. My biggest thing for West Ham is that I look back at my time there and why did I sign for West Ham? West Ham wasn't a fashionable club, West Ham wasn't the club to go to. It wasn't the breeding ground for young players and hadn't brought a young player through to play in the first team since probably Paul Ince. Yes and no, that's right, from the time that you actually got into the academy. So there weren't too many reasons for me to go there, but what they created there was a vision, a pathway, and a storyboard for the young kids to say, we are going to bring the academy back and invest in young kids around the local area to come in and play in the first team. When I heard that, that was enough. That's all you want to hear as a young kid, that you're going to have a chance to get into the first team and be at the forefront of it. Frank Lampard was a year older than me. His age group started to come through first after that commitment, and maybe that's what West Ham need now. I don't see that there at the moment. Declan Rice has come through, but yes, there's not enough. West Ham are in an area that is a hotbed for talent. It is a ridiculous area for talent, but all of these kids are going elsewhere to other parts of London or the UK. It shouldn't happen. They should be pulling back and making a real effort, I think, which I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm not disagreeing it. And Nick, I'm not going through it, man. I am not going through it. I've done it twice already on this video, and I mentioned it yesterday. So please. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to put you in timeout, mate. I don't want to do that. But as I say, from Rio's point of view, I completely get it. I understand this. I understand where he's coming from. It's completely true. We're all been saying we're hoping for academy players to come through every other season. I mean, since Rio came through, there's obviously the likes of Joe Cole as well, Michael Carrick. I was about to say Mikey Carrick there, but it was just. But yeah, Andy's right. He says Rio talks some sense. It was then obviously in latter years we had Tompkins come through, Collinson come through, Junior Stanislas come through. We had Freddie Sears come through. We've and then more recently we've had Declan Rice, we've had Grady Diangana, we've had Ben Johnson, we've had Ngakia coming through. So it's in spits and starts, which is basically what I'm guessing he's referring to. Mick says about the leagues, League One and League Two, says I can only see League One going the same way League Two. Sticking point is relegation. Always will be, mate. Darren says Aurier is a disgrace. He should be setting an example of common sense and good behaviour. Yep. Master Smith, a Swift even I should say, says, would you take Grady Diangana back when the season restarts? But personally, I would. He has a lot of potential. Yes, I would, but we can't. We can't because it's not that's the way he's there till the end of the season for West Brom, no matter what. Sofiane, hello, mate. Good to see you back. But next season, yeah, I would put him in place of Anderson all day long. And he's got a good point. Beckham is an example of players from the doorstep missing out on. Yeah. Wally asks, do the academies recruit young players? If so, then we need scouts. Well, yes, of course they do. They do. That's how we were able to draft in. That's how we were able to draft in Declan Rice with that. I said, I agree with Rio. However, we have recently had Rice, Diangana, Ben Johnson, and Ngakia make the grade. So it's down to the managers to give them a chance. Ultimately, we lack a football philosophy stroke vision. Agreed, Fo. 100%. That's the problem. We've lacked a vision other than trying to bring kids through and settle them on, or just bring them through anyway. And Andy says, yep. Andy agrees with you completely. James asks, do you think Ngakia should start at right back? Personally, after his Liverpool performance alone, I believe he fully deserves it. He deserves the chance. Yeah. Does he? I think he should do. I think he should. All depends on his situation with his contract. That's the problem. If he doesn't sign a proper contract, he might not be playing again. That's the problem. Sophie says, wait, so what if the Premier League gets voided and the Championship continues? Surely he's going to be tired when the new season starts. That's a very good point, Soph. But again, it's not. Nobody knows what happens. It would be logical to say that League Two gets suspended, League One gets suspended, the Championship gets suspended, and the Premier League gets suspended. That's the logic. Have the same thing throughout the board, so there's no across the board, I should say, so there is no discrimination. That's the point. That's why. So, but you never know. You never know. So coming on to the subject that Mick was mentioning earlier about the contacting the James. We no politics, please. This is not channel for that. Jay Jazz says I'm late to the party, but I'm sure I'll hear you sing. You bloody won't, mate. You won't. You won't, because it's not going to happen. There's not enough subscribers yet. Foshez says no chance Championship continues if the EPL, the English Premier League, is cancelled. Yeah, exactly. That's that. But we'll see. It's the more money in the more the money, the longer the league's going to go. You watch. Mark English says, hate to say it, but Tottenham are a fine example that you can do well bringing kids through. Thankfully, they still haven't won anything. But yeah, they are. Agreed, mate. 100%. Ben Davies says, I'm a bit surprised that hasn't happened, John. I mean, in regards to all leagues being made null and void. Well, not necessarily null and void. No, but cancelling it and null and voiding it's two completely different things. It means that means everybody stays as they were as of the start of the season, and that's not fair on any team, especially bearing in mind being 3/4 of the way through the season. It's just not. And Sophie backing up point there. Championship might just cancel. Leeds and West Brom go up, and they have playoff behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. Right. So coming around to Mick's mention earlier, it's updated on the West Ham website as well. But I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm only going to go to little bits of it. So in relation to season tickets, so Andy, pay attention. Mick, pay attention. And anybody else that's watching this is or listening to this, I should say, pay attention, who's got season ticket holders. Said with wide acknowledgement that our final 5 home fixtures of the 2019-20 campaign will be most likely played without supporters present. The club can confirm that our valued season ticket holders and Club London members will be credited the pro rata value of the remaining 5 home matches, which can be used to reduce the cost of their 2021 season ticket or receive a refund. The same will also apply. So the same will apply for Women's Super League season ticket holders. Opting to take a credit will be an easy and convenient way for season ticket holders and Club London members to guarantee their seat for next season, and in doing so also lock in a price freeze for the 2021 season ticket. Asterisk, which is season ticket price freeze is based on the club retaining the Premier League status for the 2021 campaign, with season ticket prices based on the pro rata number of fixtures included. In other words, they can charge what we want as long as we stay up. Well, they can't make any changes as long as we stay up. It said, additionally, club cash balances will be extended to the 31st of July 2021, so supporters can credit this against their 2021 renewal, safe in the knowledge that the funds will be held securely and will be used only upon their confirmation when the 2020-21 season renewal process is opened. For season tickets of 2021, please also be assured that the club will work with our fans in these times to support any season ticket holders and any Club London members who wish to retain their seats in the event of a change of circumstances. The club will contact supporters directly at the appropriate time with further information. Match tickets is West Ham United can confirm that a credit will be issued to the value of each general admission and Club London match ticket purchased for any of the outstanding Premier League home fixtures in the 1920 campaign, with the option to use that credit for any future match, including the equivalent seat for the most sought after fixtures or the corresponding fixture in the 2021 season, if played in front of fans, or a refund. The same will apply for away tickets purchased for the Premier League fixtures or remaining home Women's Super League fixtures. Says, and further updates, it says, as soon as it is confirmed by the Premier League that the remaining fixtures are to be without supporters present, the club will again personally contact fans by email regarding the process for credits and refunds to be administered when our ticket and Club London account team will be on hand to personally answer any questions supporters may have following the receipt of their communications. And then it goes blah 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 blah. We would about getting in contact with the email address. West Ham United would like to thank our loyal supporters for their patience and understanding during these times. We would also like to reiterate our sincere thanks to the selfless NHS staff for their tireless devotion and key workers around the country who have provided vital services during this time. The thoughts of everyone at the club continue to be with those affected by the COVID-19 virus, particularly the older and more vulnerable members of our community. Please continue to look after ourselves and each other. Blah 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 blah. So, guys, let me know what your thoughts have been on that. Because at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, I honestly think the club's done the right thing here. I think they've really done the right thing. We were all asking for even having money off or getting a refund, and they're doing both. They're doing both. Now, what happens with next season is another matter. But obviously, we won't be able to do that until we know what's happening next season, much less this. So, Charlie, hello, mate. Hope you're doing all right, Gazer. Love the new format. The new show format. John reads the terms and conditions live. Well, there'll be a lot of people, that me included, that haven't received a letter or an email from the club yet. I mean, I haven't seen the notification come through. Darren is always cheek yourself. I haven't been a season ticket holder for years, so I'm off for a commercial break. Mark says, seems fair enough, JP, that regarding the tickets, that is. Sophie says, to be fair, I think we are doing a good job. Yeah, in terms of the PR side of it, they've done really well. Wally, what's that? TL/DR. Not really sure what you're going on about there. Sophie said the club is handling the situation well, to be fair. And to be fair play to the board. Hashtag Gold Sullivan Brady IB. Gold Sullivan Brady in. Mick was saying, kind of thought this is what they would say, waiting for the next email. Peter says, I'm surprised, don't think that's too bad regarding refunds. Yeah. But as I said, they were talking about club cash, so I'm guessing that it's going to be, the refund's going to be in club cash, which is why they said they're extending it for another 14 months. So 14 and a half months. So yeah, that's very, very interesting. Charlie says, evening all, listening while I work. Wally said, too long, didn't read. Oh dear. Where else? And also, it was interesting to see, because obviously there's a article about the Players Football Association as well, and of the PFA members, a fifth, or 22% of them, have been suffering with depression or self-harming thoughts over the last couple of months, which is understandable because you can't do your job to the ability that you were able to up until this week. So yeah, it's interesting. Sofian says, yeah, same as Wally. To be fair, I didn't read it. Well, you're too young. But yeah, it's common sense once again. It is it's common sense, and I'm glad that it's been good for that side of things. Right. So while Charlie and Sofian are having an argument over what's something that Charlie created on Twitter, is there anybody else that wants to? Anyone got any questions that want anything they want to talk about? Ben asks, where are we? Can you read it out again, John? Yeah, I can, but I won't. So that's what the rewind thing. So Charlie says, "Thank you, Fo. Appreciate your support." Richard says, "To be fair, I've been a West Ham fan since 1975, and I've wanted to self-harm much weekends after watching us play." There's a lot of lefties that will get massively offended to that, mate. But I know what you mean. Yeah. It is self-inflicted punishment being a West Ham supporter. It is, unfortunately. Sofian says, Troy Deeney, in what he said about your son, he didn't want to play. His son is 5 months old and has breathing problems. Yep, we talked about that before he came in. There's nothing really else around to talk about. So if nobody's got anything, there we go. Charlie, question for John. Would you protest GSB the first home game back? That's a good question, actually, mate. I probably would. To be fair, if Hammers United said if they were given the health certificate to do it, if they were given the health certificate to do it by all parties concerned, and they got the clearance from the council to do it, as they have been with the two previous protest static protest marches that have been going on. Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. Johnny, if you want to join me in what potentially could be a very, very cold January evening in order to do it, then yeah, welcome. Pop on, mate. It'd be good. But honestly, I honestly think that's the very, very earliest. I'm not saying next year or not even, it could be December next year. We have no idea as it stands at the minute. Fo says socially distancing march. That would take all bloody day. What was it? It was about 2,500, 3,000, about 4,000 people at the last one, all standing 2 meters apart from each other. Sofian would say we bring the banners and flares. Charlie says, "Fo, I'll take that all day. What a beard following the buzzards." Karen, hello, Chick. Loads of social distancing. Hello, GP. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all right, Karen. Wally says, "It seems like the refund policy is overly complicated. To get a true refund, it sounds like you will have to call someone and hash it out. They will probably be instructed to only give you a refund." No, they can't. They can't, mate. I know what you mean, but they can't because it's out in the public domain that it will it'll be a credit towards next season's season ticket, or they give you a refund. It's as simple as that. But yes, you'll have to probably speak to them to talk about it. Only give you a refund as a last resort. But yeah, I know that's where you're going, mate. But yeah, that's it's out there in black and white, or in claret and white in this instance, that you either get a credit for next season or you get a refund. Charlie says, hang on, it was Charlie's. John, no clue when we'll come back. Do you think a protest would be as big as previous? Yeah, I honestly think it would. I really, really think it would be. I think it would be. I still think it would be probably actually larger than that one, because there will be a lot of people that don't want to go at the ground. They just, like it was last time. They just want to go in. They just want to go and stand by the people that want to protest about it. Richie says, do you think the club should release a new kit for next season or keep the same kit as people are struggling financially? Richie, mate, I am agreeing with you 100% on that. Yeah, keep the same kit. Keep the same kit. Go back to the old days. Go back to the old days. It's not going to happen. There's going to be a new kit for the next season, 100%. Whenever that's going to start, you know that's going to be the case. But nobody is working on it at the minute. Absolutely nobody. Sofian says, John, in our first game back, how do you think Moyes will set up, and do you think we will be rusty? There'll be a lot of players that aren't looking confident, so technically yes. Well, if we are going to be playing Watford at home, just to keep the fixtures going, I honestly think that Moyes will put us out in a 4-4-2. Because we should have everybody decently fit enough to come back, even Mr. Wilshere. But yeah, it'd be. I honestly think it'd be 4-4-2. I think it'd be quite attacking. Actually, I think it'd be quite attacking, especially if certain key players are still refusing to train by this time next month. Sofian says the club need the money from shirt sales. No, they don't. They can survive without it. Keep the same kit, but please wear white shorts. Saying Southend Beach today was crazy. Zero social distancing seen on the news. It's been like that all week, mate. I've been seeing that loads of people talking about that. Mick says regarding the kit, it's anniversary. Yeah, I'm not oblivious to that, fella. I'm not. But there's going to be a lot of there's what was it? 3 million people unemployed because of this situation. Maybe just have the same kit, but just have an anniversary print on the sleeve or something, possibly. But Richie, if there's a shoot, yeah, good point. No more than 30 quid or even less than that. Good point. Karen, will the price of tickets go down? There is a rumor knocking about. If we stay up, it's a price freeze, as I've just read with the statement. If we go down, they can do what they want. Basically, that's the way I interpreted it. Just curious, how much do clubs make from kit sales? Do most people buy them, especially for home and away kits? This is the thing, they don't actually separate it out. It just all goes under one level of merchandising. So that's what the accounts show. They'll obviously know themselves, but yeah, it's never reported. John, did you see the video of the line from McDonald's and Sutton? It was miles long. No, I didn't, because again, Sofian, I don't live on Twitter. I don't live on Facebook. I stay away from that as much as possible. But it's understandable because there's fucking idiots out there, and idiots go to McDonald's and KFC on a regular basis. You just have to go to just have to remember the places being in there. Mick says, yeah, but life goes on. Yeah, says have to get rid of Bassett and Golden in the arm and find a new. That's a good point, actually, mate. Yeah, they'll have to steam them off and have a little block of something over them again. Richie Von Rock, keep the same kit, but maybe release a special jersey for the 120th anniversary. That's not a bad idea, mate. Like I said, I want it to go back to the very, very first one where it's got the little tassels and the hood and stuff. I think that'd be brilliant to bring that out. Ben Davis says mostly kids get them, Wally. Man United sell more. I would have thought all throughout the world. Very possibly. And Mark says queuing up to eat crap. Yeah, completely right, mate. Completely right. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that's happened at McDonald's, as I say, because there's people in there that can just about add up, much less anything else. Ben Davis says never liked McDonald's. Agreed. Sofian says prime Paolo Di Canio and prime Machiavelli. Technically, we had them in both times of their prime. So yeah, I'd probably say Machiavelli, if I'm honest with you. I just loved him more than Di Canio. They're both very, very talented strikers, but I just loved him. One says, yeah, Ben, we see a lot of Man United kits here in the USA. Never seen any West Ham kits here. Because people are too scared to go out and wear them, mate. That's the problem. James Swift says KFC is better. It is actually, to be fair. But I mean, Burger King I prefer out of the lot. Ben Davis, come on. Ben Davis says, do you have any favourite sport films, John? Goal 1 and 2, I really enjoy. I think that Goal, the first Goal was good. That was very, very good. What other sport films have I seen? But I'd probably say my favourite. I'll have to watch it again. But it was the movie that came out beginning of this year, I think it was, or end of last year, with about Ford and Ferrari, the front, the Tour de France. That was at Tour de France. For fuck's sake, honestly, that was. But anyway, I can't remember the. It was a great film. Really, really good film. Very funny, brilliant. Karen says there was a fight in the garden centre today in RAPs. It's all going to hell, Hunt. John says you saying you don't love a cheeky 6 nugget meal, mate. I don't do it. I don't. I mean, look at me. I don't do it. Sophie says your fist. I'm guessing he says he means first. My first ever guitar. My first ever guitar that I bought, because my dad bought me a 3/4 size Spanish guitar, which was useless, absolutely useless to practice on. But the first one I bought was an electroacoustic Corvette. It was made by a company called Corvette. Bought it secondhand from Ex Electrical in Kingston. That has been there for donkey's years. But it had a curve on the head, curve cut out on the head. It was a great guitar to play. Awful to gig with, but to learn was really, really good fun. Wally said Popeyes over KFC. We don't have. James says Rocky, top film. Karen says absolutely carnage, mate. Scenes fighting over pansies. Le Mans. Yeah, it was about that. Yeah. Sophian 89 is good about Arsenal winning the league at Anfield. Richie, I'm a vegetarian, so don't have to worry about queues for lettuce. Thank you, Sophian. Thanks very much, mate. Thanks for googling it while we were talking about it. Le Mans 66, great for it. It was originally meant to be called. It was up until about 2 months before it came out. It was marketed as exactly as Fo was saying, Ford versus Ferrari, and then it was changed to Le Mans 66. Ben Davis says Senna is a good film. That is a very good film. It's more of a documentary than an actual film, but it's a documentary film. But Mick Smith says it's amazing that Di Canio is still our top Premier League goal scorer, and he left over 10 years ago. Yeah, Charlie, you're lying, John. You're a 5 chicken selects and strawberry milkshake man. So many things wrong with that one, Charlie. So many things with that. Wally, for everybody that's in the UK, please explain to us what Popeyes is. Because to me, that just sounds like a spinach company. Oh yeah, indeed. Don't you get bloody involved in it, sunshine? Wendy's and Ben says no Wendy's either. There is one in this. There is one in Oxford Street, if I remember correctly, or at least there was a little while back. It didn't last very long. Popeyes says Wally says Popeyes is the best fried chicken. No Wendy's either. Doesn't really explain what it is, but thanks, mate. Richie, very good question. Best movie of the 80s. It's got to be Lost Boys. It's got to be Lost Boys, with the Goonies very, very close to that. Peter Jones asks, "What do you think about Bend It? What do you think Bend It Like Beckham?" I'm guessing you mean what do I think about the film? Terrible film. Awful acting in it. Good story, but it just wasn't done right, unfortunately. Karen's going to hate me for that now. She says Green Book is a great film, not sport related. I appreciate. Yeah. John says, "Oh, I guess John is pie and mash man with a cheeky glass of orange squash." Not that far off, son. Not that far off. I haven't had fast food in months. I think you can survive it. Richie says Goonies are number one. Yeah, that's fine. That's your opinion. I mean, it's very, as I said, it's very, very close. But for me, I just prefer the Lost Boys. It's a lot funnier. It is a lot funnier. Some of that stuff that's said in it, man. Honestly, it's so brilliant lines in it. I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't great moments in the Goonies. I mean, I bought the Blu-ray version. It's all the swearing that the kids have been put back in because it's on the telly. There's a lot of that's been literally edited out. Oh, truffle shuffle, Charlie. Wally says Popeyes is a fried chicken chain originated in New Orleans, where they know how to cook. Also, great butter-soaked biscuits, red beans and rice, and fried okra. Jesus Christ! No matter that, no wonder that state's in a bloody mess when it comes to obesities. Jesus, Ben's made a good point actually. Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm getting the original one was very, very good, very good. So I mean, the worst movie you've ever seen. Oh God, there's so many, so many. A lot of chick flicks. A lot of chick flicks have been absolutely awful films to watch. If I don't like a film, safe mate. If I don't like a film, I switch it off within about 10, 15 minutes because I just get bored very, very quickly. Charlie says, to be fair, you can get vegan meals from McDonald's now. They probably have to get that on a night out at some point. Mate, it's not vegan. It's not actually vegan because even though they're meat-free burgers, they can't be classed as vegan because they're cooked alongside the other burgers. Because in order for something to be classed as vegan, it has to be cooked separately, and they don't do it. So that's why. Faux Caesar says the Terminator. Yeah. Worst movies, Mamma Mia 2. I'm not saying it, so I can't say. The Terminator worst film. Do you mean what out of the Terminator franchise has been the worst? Anything from 3 onwards, with the exception of Terminator Salvation. I quite enjoyed that. That was quite a good film. But the rest of it, no. Absolutely not. No way. Never gonna happen. I really don't like that. I really don't like any of the. The Terminator should have been exactly what it was, just on its own, completely on its own. But Terminator 2 was a very, very good film. Garen says any Rambo film bar the first one that was epic, then it all got silly. Yep. First Blood Part 1 was fantastic. Peter Jones. What about Dancing with Wolves? I actually like that. It's bloody long, but I like that, and that was basically the blueprint for Avatar. Avatar and Dancing with Wolves are exactly the same story. The only difference is there's 400 years apart. That's it. That's exactly the same. Mark says Sharknando's a masterpiece. Rishi says E.T. I'm guessing great 80s movie, fantastic. Yeah. Karen says Sexy Beast, legendary. Thanks very much, much appreciated. But yes, that is a good film. That is a very, very good film. It's a private joke between me and Karen about that as well, for that matter. But it's it's I'd have to say probably Aliens as well. Aliens is really, really up there as well, for that matter. Ben Davis's Paranormal Activity was well overrated. I enjoyed it when I first watched it. Scared the crap out of me watching it with a home cinema system. Absolutely scared the hell out of me. But it was good. Charlie says, The Room is a top 3 film ever made. Don't at me. Richie says, John, have I watched The Gentleman by Guy Ritchie? I haven't, unfortunately, mate. Sofian says, The Shining. Yeah, but I think that was 70s, if I remember right. Or if it wasn't, it's very, very early 80s. Up there with Monsters Inc. and Rugrats in Paris. Nice to see you working hard, mate. Great films for Darren is Killing Fields and Midnight Express. You were talking about that the other day. Garen asks, how scary is Don Logan, everyone? Jesus, if you wanted a Big Mac, you would buy him one. Empire Strikes Back. Yep, spot on. 1980, just. But yeah. Fo says Lock, Stock and Snatch. Yeah. Rishi says Debbie Does That is best movie ever. Cats the Musical is up there too, mate. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. But yeah, guys, somebody's unsubscribed tonight. So we're 7 away from me getting the guitar out with 4 minutes to go. It's just not going to happen tonight, guys. It's not going to happen. Stand By Me, again, quality film. Quality acting. Very good lines in it. Ben Davis says Evil Dead is brilliant. Again, very good film. Very, very good film. Fo says he watched Extraction on Netflix last night. Thumbs up action. Charlie says, I need to watch the Cats film. No, you don't. And the Sonic film from this year. The Sonic film's actually a lot better than I was expecting it to be. It's not brilliant, but it's all right, actually. I was quite impressed with it. Jim Carrey does Dr. Robotnik stroke the Eggman very well. He really Johnny. I think you'd enjoy it. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. A lot better, especially bearing in mind they changed the look of Sonic. They actually put it more to the actual character rather than the stupid comic book. But yeah. Sofian asks, did you guys see Bad Boys for Life 2? Well, I'm guessing Bad Boys 2 for Life is nearer the point, but yeah. I've not seen it. I'm not really interested in it, to be honest with you. The first one was a classic, but trying to make a movie 15 years later, I'll check it out if I get bored. But I'm not that bored at the minute. But yeah. Rishi, let's just shout. Resi films are better than they have any right to be, in his opinion. Yeah. Resident Evil Part 1 is what he's talking about. Yeah, it was a good film. Ben Davis's The Gremlins, even though it was just Gremlins. I'm so glad that remake's not come out. So glad. Cars 3 or Spider-Man 3, what's worse? Actually, I haven't seen Cars 3, I don't think, so I can't say. But guys, we're almost going to wrap this up there now, guys. But as always, it's been an absolute pleasure to... Ben, legend. What a film to end up talking about. Coming to America. Very, very funny film. Should be deemed as exceptionally racist nowadays. Should really be, but because it is very racist from a lot of ways. Not because of the characters, but some of the things that are in it. But it's... Foshi says everyone want to be Mike Lowry. I'm Mike Lowry. I'm surprised you're not chatting about curry and British chocolate. There we go. Right. So anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. If you're new around here, welcome. To be honest with you, it makes quite a nice change not to have any idiots spoiling the conversation, excluding Charlie. But all seriousness, no, it's been great. It's been great to talk to you all as always. And thank you very much for your time. If you're new around here, please, and you like it, by all means, please do consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. But guys, please also do share this on various platforms. Twitter, I mean, this is on Facebook anyway, on the channel page. But do share it on any platforms that you think people may want to watch it on as well. And also, for that matter, please, for those watching the replays, put your comments in the comment section below. And more importantly, if you've enjoyed it, then by all means, please do click the like button. And I will see you tomorrow night at 6:30 as well. So stay safe, take care, stay away from KFC and McDonald's, and I'll see you soon.